Okay. We talked about the importance points that you should mention in your pitch deck. And now I'm going to talk about some other um, important things to think about when you're creating your pitch deck. And after that, you will be shown some different examples of pitch decks. Okay. I'm going to share my screen again. And I actually searched and found the dream business triad that I was talking about. So it's hacker, hustler, and hipster. You can mention those people in your pitch deck in your as the founders of your team. So probably if you are presenting the pitch deck, you should be hustler. Generally, the job of the hustler is talking about the business and finding connections or investors for the business. So hustler needs to have an understanding of the creative and cultural vision of the company in order to uphold its values when doing business. The hipster must communicate effectively with the hustler to help with business communicates with its clients and partners. So this is the relation between hustler and hipster. And a hustler is, sorry, okay, I thought there was a problem with connection. No, okay. So a hustler is a ruthless business man with strong marketing intuition, and a silver sales tongue make the hustler an indispensable partner. The hustler walks the walk, and it's the voice of your business. Hipster is the creative vision of the company, its output, its culture, and above all, its tone of voice. The hipster doesn't just write the style guide, they live it. So this is the guy responsible for user experience and user experience design, and also the guy that is responsible for the aesthetics of your game. And hacker is the geek, the tinkerer, the techie, but more importantly, the hacker is the innovation engine of your business. So he's responsible for the technology part of business, and innovation extends to the tools and processes of your business deploy as well as what it creates. Okay, so there are different relationships between them, and this article mentions the loneliness of a developer that couldn't find a hustler or a hipster. So this could be a good read. I'm going to leave a link in the WhatsApp group. And as another definition, hacker is the engineers and developers. Hipster, like I said, design and user experience people. And hustler is the marketing and business people, or they can also be called growth hacker. And this is called minimum viable team. This is not a common definition though. This is the first time I see minimum viable products MVP, but minimum viable team is the first time I see that. Okay, together they build functional prototypes. They improve user experience, so people start using these products, and they scale customer acquisition and distribution. Okay. Um, let me check something. Okay. Uh, okay. Uh, I was also going to talk about some important points to make your pitch successful. Uh, we have talked about those, but there are some other slides you might include in your pitch deck as well. One of them is exit strategy. So this should be in your report, executive summary. Uh, I mean, it's better that you have actually, and you can also mention your exit strategy in your pitch deck as well. Uh, so these slides can outline who your potential acquirers might be if you manage to grow your company and be successful. This is, I mean, there are two exit strategies actually. So one is the exit strategy that's um, basically gets rid of your product. So if things don't go out well, the worst case scenario, you can present an exit strategy to, um, you know, shrink your losses. And this is the uh, quite opposite, polar opposite of that. If things go really well, uh, how can you sell your business to other investors? Um, I believe um, some exit strategies can even include selling your startup to the government. Um, there are examples of that, especially in military research and development fields or health care systems. Uh, but there can also be bigger companies that do the same job as you do. This is, I mean, one example is the Peak Games example. So the games they were creating were similar to Zynga's games. Zynga is a bigger company, obviously, and because of that, they were able to exit their company, and they were able to sell most of the shares to Zynga. Not all of them, but most of them. Uh, so this could be mentioned, although not obligatory. And you can talk about your partnerships. So if you have strategic partnerships critical for your success, um, you can mention them. Um, this can include intellectual property licensing from a university or a key distribution partner who will be taking your product to the markets. Um, so I remember um, in my last company, as I recall, um, we were um, communicating with a distribution partner that distributes medical equipment to hospitals. Okay, and with this partnership, we were able to reach different medical equipment, and we were able to test our code in those equipment because we were integrating different medical devices to our system. This partnership benefited us really well. And I don't know how they managed to be partners. I mean, two different countries from the two different uh, countries, but this was a good partnerships to draw investments. And also we were located in Istanbul Technical University Technopark, and this was also a way of showing investors some proof that you are doing some valuable research and development tasks. Um, so if you have partnerships like that, you can use them. Another example is the company Casual Monster. So half of its shares is owned by Emre Kurttepe. So it's kind of obvious that they won't um, go bankrupt, and it can it can mean that they are able to get more investments, since a big investor already uh, had confidence to buy some of its shares. So if your success relies on these types of partnerships, it's important to showcase them. If you have a demo or screenshots, you can, like I said, um, mention those. Um, it's better to have a video, not better, but it's safer. Even if you have a demo, there can be some problems. Maybe um, I mean, the device that you are presenting may be unable to open your game. So if you have a video of your gameplay, this can save your presentation. And if you have nothing, I mean, it's better to have something, of course, but if you have nothing, you can show some mockups, some screenshots of your mockups, etc. It's better than nothing. Um, okay, other documentation, and actually it helps people to imagine your game or imagine your projects. Other documentation. So um, you try to keep your pitch deck as short as possible. Um, you may not show or provide all the information an investor may need, but the goal is to get their attention and um, make them want to talk with you more. Its primary purpose is to tell a story, build excitement, and help get that all important request for additional information and a follow-up meeting. So your goal is not to sell your idea right away, but to make them want a follow-up meeting. And in addition to your pitch deck, you should have a more detailed additional information that you can provide if requested. This is why we are creating game design documents as well. High-level game design documents can be useful for investors and also your team. We already mentioned that. Preparing these additional documents can also help ensure that you don't try and fill your presentation with too much overwhelming information. So since this was a common problem when we were presenting, um, I mean, you already send your PDFs or reports. It doesn't have to be in PDF form, but you already send your game design documents, okay? You don't have to talk all of those. And it's impossible to talk about all of those in 5 minutes. So be realistic and mention the fields that are needed um, in a pitch deck. So tips to make your pitch deck successful. First of all, keep your pitch deck simple. Um, you think about all the details of your business, but you will be talking with an investor who is a businessman probably. So uh, they don't need to be um, good players or game developers, uh, you should talk about high level stuff. Your slides should be simple. They need to convey high level ideas and leave room for questions. So you mention important bullet points, but uh, you don't um, you don't go into the details of each bullet point. And simple and straightforward presentations are preferred. Speaking of bullet points, actually, rather than using bullet points, it's better to skip them all and instead uh, use large fonts and some icons maybe to make them imagine your bullet points. And you should also limit the number of words on each slide. Yeah, use images whenever possible to make it uh, look interactive. And you don't want to just talk about the facts, and instead of that, you should focus on grabbing interest and getting your audience excited. So this is this I mean, if your presentation looks like a homework, to me it's not a good indication. Okay. um, it's hard to do that at your first pitch deck, but try your best to excite me. Act like a marketer. Okay, act like, I don't know, someone that wants to sell a television. Imagine this guy in your head, and um, just brag about your successful points and look confident and stuff like that. And by the way, for this presentation, I need to see your face, and some of us may need a clean room for this. So just keep yourselves ready. I mean, you will be presenting, and even if it's a remote presentation, I need to see your face, your gestures, your mimics. I know that even I'm not able to, have perfect mimics, so it's acceptable that you do mistakes, but I need to see you um, at least try. Okay. And uh, you need to, yeah, um, you may tell stories about how your customers use your products, how they currently experience problems that need to be solved, and how your company will make the lives of your customers better. So you are selling a vision of your company, basically. The more you can tell stories that investors can relate to, the more you'll be able to build excitement for your company. This is this is one of the reasons why you add your problem slide. You keep your presentation short. Um, if you have a, if you have a, okay, um, this is actually a bit optimistic. If you have a 1 hour meeting, aim for your presentation to take 20 to 30 minutes. You won't have even that much time, probably. So if you can arrange a meeting of 1 hour, then you are already quite lucky. But we are currently talking about 5 minutes pitch deck, so just aim for 5 minutes presentation time, and after that I will be asking you questions. And um, generally, the I mean, my questions and your answers, and after that, my view of your presentation will take around 10 minutes. So be ready for that as well. I will try to find a business problem that you haven't thought of before, um, and I will see how you um, how you manage to solve this kind of problem. Okay, and you should not be um, a Pollyanna for your market. Uh, I talked about top-down forecasts, where you only need to get 1% of a huge market to be successful. It's better that you focus on bottom-up forecasts, where you detail your expectations for how you are going to acquire customers. If you already have data on how an early version of your product is selling, you can use those numbers to help drive the rest of your forecast. Okay, you should never forget to ask for money. Um, this is why you are presenting. You, if it's better that you can discuss how the money will be used. So to do that, you obviously need to have a calculated budget, and your financial forecasts should also take influx of cash into account. So if you have a graphic that um, shows the income that is starting from the deployment time of your project, um, this could actually be quite good, um, because uh, after some time your company will preferably be enough to sustain itself, and the amortization time, so the return of investment time, should better be stated. A return of investment time means that the time it will take for your product to pay itself. So if the investment of your product is $1 million, then when your game earns $1 million, um, is the time of return of investment, ROI for short. So if you release your game after 1 year and make $1 million after in 2 months after release, then your return of investments will be 14 months basically. And it's better that you state those kind of projections. And you should keep your deck current. You will be pitching your company to many different investors, probably, uh, even hundreds of times, perhaps. And you should, from time to time, uh, look back on your pitch deck and update it. Perhaps your team has changed, perhaps your projections have changed, possibly your financial strategy has changed, because the currencies are changing quite a lot, and they are changing dramatically. So $1 million would be enough for your game today, but perhaps um, next year even $500,000 will be enough for your game. So you never know how uh, inflation affects our currency. So you should update your presentation. And this is another good strategy. If you can send your deck as a PDF, it's better. This is actually, this has two benefits. First of all, uh, if for some reason the computer you are presenting has a technical problem, you can skip using this computer, and I mean, you can skip hustling with PowerPoint presentation and instead go straight to your PDF. This is possible. And also, you if you send a PDF, investors can look to your slides ahead of time, and they can prepare some questions. And make sure your deck stands alone without your presentation. This is a hard task to do, and this is debatable if it's even possible. But sometimes you might not be able to present it. For instance, you may be communicating with an investor from outside the world, not outside, but across the sea. You know, he can be living in United States, for instance, and because of that reason, your your times may not be um, available for each other, and you may need to send your pitch deck um, before you present it, and it's better that you should be ready for these kinds of situations. Okay. I'm not sure if I want to talk about. Actually, I will mention those after I show you some examples of pitch decks. And we start with Uber pitch deck. So this is a pitch deck that is used by Uber, but then restyled by Slidebean so that it looks nicer, but the words are the same. So it starts with a cover page that shows the vision of the company. So you can see it's a company about driving, and it has a nice one line definition of the company. And actually, your pitch sentence plays a similar role to this one line definition. Okay. It mentions the problem right away. So it talks about the cabs in the past. They use inefficient technology. There's no two-way communication between two two different between a customer and a driver. So normally you just call a cab and they have no way of communicating you back most of the time. And also most cabs are old cars. And another problem is giving addresses. So they don't use GPS effectively, unfortunately. And this is something that I live. I mean, this is a problem that I experience every time that I go to work. So every time there's a different driver that takes me to work, and every time I have to send him the location of my home. But since they are not, used to GPS, Google Maps, they ask me how to arrive at my home. So this was a problem by most most drivers share, but Uber fixes that quite well. Another problem taxis, monopoly, taxi stations create a monopoly, and they reduce quality of service. I believe this is something that you all can relate to, especially if you try to find a taxi from an airport or something like that. So as you see, this pitch deck does not use bullet points, but it uses some logos, some simple images to show you what they're talking about. And as you can see, this presentation is like a presentation for babies, basically. So everyone can understand and everyone can relate. And now the solution comes. I would even argue that this much information is too much. But okay, what is this talking about? So it's talking about a fast and efficient on-demand car service. It talks about markets. The markets is professionals in American cities. And it's combines two things. It combines convenience of a cab in New York City and experience of a professional chauffeur. And it uses latest consumer web and device technology. This is an exaggeration. I mean, this is talking about GPS. And the selling point of Uber was also an efficient routing algorithm as they sell it. So they were able to find the best routes between two dots in the map. I'm not sure if they used Google Maps API or they created their own, but this was something they mentioned when they are trying to sell their idea. After solution they offer, they talk about how Uber works. So they talk about their business. And one-click car service. So it's, I mean, it's again the short definition of what they're doing. So it's nice. And they talk about the differentiators from other players in the market. Only members can use it. And because of that, you can actually vote for good or bad drivers. And because of that, you can choose great drivers. It offers a high technology solution. It offers new luxury automobiles, and it offers fast response time. And their principles and their vision are showed here. This is optional. And now they talk about their product. Their product is basically their application. But they also offer another product, which is ubercab.com. So they are basically saying that you can, this is, I guess Uber company has two different products, but I'm not sure. So I guess they show trip history. So they are saying that we offer solutions in two different platforms. Maybe your game can be available or reachable from different platforms? If so, you can mention it here. And also use cases are shown. So use case is also giving some clue about your target's audience. So people that wants airport pickup, or people who work while commuting can use that. Other user benefits are shown. Their business plan starts from Park Central, San Francisco area. They talk about their technology. They forecast their demands. So not their demands, but they forecast how much people will be. Oh, no, this is something about their technology. So they basically let their cabs move to the optimized positions based on Uber users. And because of that, they can minimize expected pickup time for a taxi, for a Uber. And they talk about overall markets, and this is a top-down approach. Yeah, and this is another markets presentation. And now this is a bottom-up approach. So they start from their target city, and they talk about potential outcomes. I'm not sure if this is relevant. I mean, smartphone sales doesn't click with me, but yeah, this is, I mean, this, if you are having a 5-minute presentation, obviously you won't talk about that. So you should be cutting that. And there's some future optimizations. I mean, you won't have time to talk about those, but this is a presentation for, I don't know, 20 minutes or something. Okay, and we are finished. And there's a traction. So they give some, they give their project plan. Unfortunately, they did not put, okay, actually, they, no, yeah. They have some deadlines. So they say that they can finish the demo in February 1st. Okay, so any questions for this presentation? This is a liked example. So this is why I started with Uber presentation. And they actually overachieved their expectations. So just keep in mind. And another pitch deck is from a game company. And Ilya Eremeyev claims that this is the best template. Okay. So you can use this template as well. And but I mean, you can also try out different things. I mean, this slide starts with founders. Maybe you want to end with your team. So I mean, this slide talks about the team composition, but probably you may need to cut that out because you shouldn't spend too much on that. But maybe you can, if you have nothing to say, you can mention that. This also, this company has a good history of successful games. So this is why this is here. Immediately I have confidence about this team, and immediately I have faith in the success, future success of this team, because obviously they made quite successful games with a team of only 20 people. And their new idea is fishing clash. So this is a mashup, I guess, uh, between um, Clash Royale and fishing game. So it's a mid-core PvP game with a fishing mechanic for mobile, designed for a broad audience between people between 16 to 45-year-olds. Okay, this is a pitch sentence, as you see, and this is a elevator pitch. So this is great. I mean, this is a great example of a pitch sentence and an elevator pitch, and the presentation, the total presentation, I mean, is a quite good example for your pitch deck. But you can add and remove slides, change the order of slides, etc. Of course. So it's a unique combination of the popular fishing mechanic and modern deep meta. The core gameplay is a common word that you should talk about when you're trying to tell your idea. It's based around fishing gameplay with QTE actions. Okay. I'm not sure about QTE. Maybe they mentioned it before. Fish type, size, and trophy depend on your equipment and consumable bites. The player who gets more trophy in the match wins and gets gold, rating, and chests with equipment cards. Equipment could be upgraded in the metagame. By spending hard currency, the player could speed up chests or unlocking and purchase resources. So this is, like I said, deliverable in less than 1 minute. So this is a perfect elevator pitch. This talks about your game. These help people to understand your game better. So you mentioned two things. Generally, you can't have a, fully original idea. Generally, you combine two existing ideas, so you can reference those ideas. And you mentioned core gameplay, so everyone can know what to focus on your game. And you also have a way of financing your game. So these three sentences and this one, 4 sentences are enough to have a elevator pitch. Even these 2 sentences are not needed, but they are good to mention if you have time in an elevator pitch. Okay, so there's a competitor analysis. By the way, a successful hustler, Steve Jobs, used a chart to show the differences between their competitors. So this also shows a chart, but it's a bit different. They lay out 2 different important factors for existing solutions. So this line shows the deepness of meta. So the deepness of strategy lies here. And accessible gameplay is another axis in this presentation, in this graph. And their competitors are in different places in this graph. So competitor 3 is, I mean, our game will be competing with this competitor. So our game is different because it has a deeper meta and it has more accessible gameplay. So this is why this our game is different. This is saying that this, I mean, similar graphs can be seen from Steve Jobs' project pitches. I mean, his presentations use this kind of graph, and also Airbnb pitch deck is using this kind of graph. So Airbnb affords two things: low cost and uh, high quality. Sorry, they offer low cost and they offer online transactions. So there are, for instance, couch surfing that also offer low cost, but the online payment is not there. So if people use couch surfing, they don't pay money to each other. They just live in each other's apartments for a short period of time. And because of that, it's hard for couch surfing to get a cut in the transactions because there is no transaction. But Airbnb solves this issue. Okay. And this is why their two axes are low. I mean, cost. The low cost, and other axis was um, online transaction. Okay, so I mean, this roadmap is quite understandable. Their MVP is, I mean, they plan to release minimum viable products in 2019, November, and their global launch will be September 2020. Actually, we can check if they released it or not. I'm going to do that actually. I wondered how their game turned out, if they managed to do it or not. Okay, there it is. So I'm going to try this one. I never thought they released it, but obviously they were able to. So if you have time, you can check this game as well. And if we go back to the presentation, yeah, they have a clear roadmap, and they mention return of investment date 30. So they are okay. Let me talk about some important terms here, because there is a complex jargon. So this is day 1 retention, and this is day 7 retention, and this is 1 month retention. And retention means the amount of players that stick playing your game after day 1, day 7, or day 30, respectively. So if you can make 100 people to download your game, after the first day, 60 people will delete your game. After after a week, 93% will delete your game, and after 1 month, only 1% will stick playing your game. And they expect their closed beta numbers as such But after they have released their soft launch, more people will stick because the quality will be better. And um, you can check other statistics as well. ROI is, like I said, return of investments um, after they after the first month. So this game claims it will pay out for itself, uh, not payouts completely, but it will pay mm, around half of the investments after release. Okay, you can check other jargon as well. These are used in marketing. And what was KPI? KPI is also important. I forgot what is it, KPI. Okay. Um, yeah, I mean it's it's a general term to talk about performance. Uh, yeah, I mean I don't remember the deep meaning of that, but it's used commonly. So if the KPI is good, if the financial projection looks good, then people say that KPI was good. Okay. Yeah. So the investment proposal goes like this. So this is um, how much money they want and how much money they have. So $1.5 million would give us more than 1 year of runway, and other 1 million will be spent on user acquisition. Uh, More than one investor is welcome, and they don't want to have too much. So if you want to, they don't want too much investors in the mix. So they put a minimum amount of money they should uh, pay to be an investor in this project. And uh, they expect to um, close the investment process by the end of 2020. Okay, this is their forecast. Um, this one was important, so I'm going to check it. So this is earning before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. Um, you should, I mean, you can talk about this in your report. And it closes with a thank you statement, um, and it gives a way of communicating back. So yeah, I say that this is a pretty successful pitch deck. Um, it has only 10 slides, and you immediately can know what they're talking about, who they are, and um, why you should pay them. And they leave some numbers for us. Yeah, this is great. So I mean, you can deliver this in 5 minutes, I believe. And uh, if you want to deliver this in 5 minutes, you should spend uh, 30 to 40 seconds on each slide. By the way, any questions for this slide? Because I will move to a different example. Okay. Um, so it's not a pitch deck, but it's a nice example from Kickstarter. a crowdfunding website. So this game was made by a team of, I believe, around 10 people, and it was a card game, um, trading, not a trading card game, but it was a card game that you could buy once, and you don't have to pay for any other card. So this was unique in that regard, and it was created by a popular Twitch streamer called Baomi. So because of that, it was a successful um, fundraising campaign, and the campaign starts with a trailer. In the trailer, you see about the world, and you see an important character from the game, and after that they talk about why you should pay them. And yeah, um, different people from their team talks about their vision.
It's respectful and inclusive because our team is composed of awesome artists from all around the world. If you're wondering about the monetization, don't worry because that will be all cosmetic based. You will get the chance to customize your decks with custom art and custom styles. And with that, we actually do have the Kickstarter exclusive legendary creature artwork for you to use in your deck.
Stale or horribly unbalanced meta. And of course, there's going to be draft and tournament mode. And if
So they criticize other card games because of their unbalanced meta game. So they are presenting themselves as an alternative. And after this video, they present their vision and they ask for money. And they, I mean, even the title is story. They try to communicate a story to you. So um, they want 100,000 euros, and if they manage to get beyond that, they will create 4 additional Kickstarter exclusive heroes for everyone. Not for everyone, but for their best payers. And if they have this much money, then they will have an anime style sound pack included um, in some of the bundles they are presenting. Okay, so they, um, I mean, this is a game that is showing the art style and that is benefiting from the art style. So they use available visuals to make us like the game more. And the art style is also high quality. And they start with another pitch sentence. So Chroma Bloom and Bright is a fresh and exciting competitive card game with a heavy focus on community and storytelling uh, that is coming to PC and mobile. As you see, the pattern repeats itself. All those campaigns start with a pitch sentence, and they continue with um, giving some information about their team and their vision. So they are working together to make our long time dream a reality. Um, Two main goals define Chroma's design philosophy. They want to have a carefully constructed world, and secondly, they want to make sure competition is accessible to everyone, because in most card games, some cards are too expensive to have, and um, this game features no additional card packs and instead is truly free to play, with cosmetics being the only monetization. So they are not even selling the game, I believe, but they are selling some cosmetics inside the game. Um, or I'm not sure. Maybe there's a one-time purchase payments. Okay, um, and they talk about their situation. So they already created 16 heroes and more than 100 cards. So they made something. They have a prototype already. So you can trust this developers. And they even released a demo on Steam, so you can check the game out from there if you are still thinking about buying their game. Uh, so they talk about their history. For 2 years, they created this game out of pocket money, um, and they talk about the differences they have that separate them from other card games. So there's a lore system embedded in every card. With every card, you can get some information about the world. Uh, yeah, and they after that they um, talk about what they are offering. So if you, I mean, you can purchase some merchandise items too. So you can get a keychain, mug, poster, etc. So if you are, for instance, spending 20 euros to support this project, you get beta access for the game, and you get some in-game currency that you can spend to buy some cosmetics. Okay, yeah, this is a Kickstarter campaign that have some um, similarities with a pitch deck. So this is why I wanted to add that. Um, so it's, I mean, they're talking about gameplay from there. So, and at the end, they are giving some pictures, some photos of the team. And this also builds up confidence, I believe. So they are 15 people working on this project. Um, and they are showing their financial projections in the form of a huge pie chart. Um, so they are showing how they are going to spend their money. So this is building more confidence. Um, and they addressed the situation on COVID-19. So they say that since they use remote work, they won't be affected by coronavirus, and they will be able to stick their release dates on November. Okay. So now um, I will be showing you briefly the Airbnb slides. Um, I won't go into depth, but I just want to show you briefly. Airbnb book rooms with locals rather than hotels. Um, Problem is stated. There are three different problems that this project solves. Solution is a web platform where users can rent out their space. Sorry, are you able to hear me out?
Yes,
We
we
were
can.
for a time.
Yeah, I was gone, right? Uh, I believe my connection was unstable, right? Was I with you all the time, or was I gone?
You were gone for a short time.
Okay, great. Yeah, luckily I noticed that. Uh, and yeah, where were we? Uh, I was talking about Airbnb, but this is not here. not here either. Trying to find. Okay, yeah. So it starts with problem and solution, and it's also jumps right into market validation and market size. Now they talk about products. They offer a search by city feature. They offer the ability to review existing listings for different rooms. They let you book the apartments online, and it's as simple as that. They take 10% commission on each transaction. There's there are millions of dollars that are uh, that are given from one person to another person. So um, basically, they show some financial projections, and after that, they show how they will adapt to existing markets. Um, so they will make themselves popular by joining some events, and they will have some partnerships with Kayak, Goloko. I believe they weren't successful at doing that, but still it was a good vision to show it here. And they were also talking about Craigslist. So dual posting feature was here. So I guess you could Craigslist your apartment both in Craigslist and in Airbnb at the same time. I'm not sure they were able to do that either. Yeah, so they talk about competition. This is a Steve Jobs chart that I have talked about. So competitors are not shown here for some reason. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not legal anymore. But yeah, there were cases of. I mean, the real competitors were here. So yeah. So Airbnb is affordable, and it offers online transaction, and this competitor offers also online transaction but is not affordable. So this is why Airbnb has an advantage, and it talks about its competitive advantage as well, and it talks about the team of Dream Triad. So this is the hipster guy, this is the business development and branding guy, so this is the hustler, and this is the developer, so it's the hacker one. They mentioned some press presence. They have received good comments from the press, and they put them here. And they have some user testimonials as well. This is all good. Okay, and this is how much they want. $500,000. And this is all. Now I will be presenting my game idea pitch deck, and this will, I believe, close this lecture. So like I said, presented my game idea 2 times before. I will try to stick with time management. So it's 9:05 right now, and I will try to be done in 5 minutes. So let's go. Let me search. Okay. So Mutant Bugs pitch deck. Mutant Bugs is a two-player competitive turn-based mobile trading card game where players control bugs with special skills to fight for them. I got an inspiration uh, have to have this game idea from the popular um, bug fighting game from Hugo, and a popular animation that has cockroaches, funny robots cockroaches in them. And also, I am getting some inspiration from steampunk genres and dystopias. There's a problem in existing card game markets. Most card games are unfortunately played with a horizontal um, gameplay style. So players have to use both of their hands to uh, play the game, and because of that, they are unable to play the game when they're using bus. But we solve this issue by providing a vertical gameplay. All of this game is designed to be appropriate for vertical gameplay, and um, it also features an original damage mechanic. Um, most most card games use a health point system and mana system, so they are separate. A mana system uh, basically defines whether you are able to play a card or not, and health point system defines whether you are dead or not. But here, you can play out any card you want in your deck, but the problem is, um, with the higher risk of the card, um, with the higher risk point of the card, when this card dies, you lose life points according to the risk value of the card. And also, as a bonus, we offer a card crafting mechanic to remove the problem of players using the same cards. So battlefield will look like this. Uh, we will be drawing 4 different cards. We will play 1 card each turn, and we will activate 1 ability each turn. And this will be the opponent's side of the field. And also, we will have a time limit on the turn to finish the turn, and our life points will be shown here. We will also, like I said, have a card crafting mechanic, which combines 2 different cards to create a new one with both of the skills in respective cards. Okay, so if we jump to the time plan of the project, we plan to finish our sprints we plan to complete our product in 15 sprints, which will take 2 weeks each, and we will need some time for research also. So you can do the math. It will be done in 18 months. Our expected costs take many different things into account, according licenses, um, both assets, uh, rent of the office, cleaning costs, even the um, raises that we are going to give to our developers. And it's almost, I mean, uh, before after 20% risk buffer, we want to raise our funds by 700,000 USD dollars. And our expected return and financial projection basically is based on uh, the comparison between two different values. So if we were able to acquire our users for a cheaper price than we get back from a user, then we will have a sustainable business plan. And because of that, we need to have a 2 million lira aggressive marketing budget, which will be focused on United States. And with even 3,000 paying users and $100 yearly average revenue for each user, our amortization time will be in 2 years. So thank you for listening. As you see, I was able to present my game idea in 5 to 6 minutes. I mean, I believe it's not perfect. I lost some time when I'm talking about the battlefields, and I could, maybe talk less about my inspiration. But you see, like and maybe I could spend some more time when I'm talking about expected costs as well. But this was still a nice example. I mean, the problem I have was not being enthusiastic enough, I believe. So if I were more prepared, I would be more enthusiastic and more joyful when I'm presenting. Uh, yeah, this is all I wanted to cover. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Okay, if not, then this is all I wanted to say. I will be sending you some important links in the WhatsApp group. You can check them out. You can also use SlideBean to find you a pitch deck template. You can click new presentation, and you can choose a template if you want. So you can, I'm going to just, I don't know. Yeah, maybe I can choose Airbnb pitch. And now I'm going to use this as templates. And I can fill the needed fields. So it's going to basically create a presentation for me. Horizontal gameplay. And yeah, I won't go into the details, but after you answer all of those 14 questions, you will have a presentation that looks like Airbnb's presentation. Okay. So this is all I wanted to show you, and I guess see you next session. Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening. See you.
See you.